Hello my friends and fellow VEDSies. I have played a lot of music this month and I thought I would take a little bit of time to reflect on it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the 4 songs I shared on Music Mondays this month and pull out some of my favorite lyrics from each of those songs. So first up we have The Lowest Point, a song that I mentioned I wrote in half an hour, which is only slightly an exaggeration. I actually do have a couple recordings on my phone and you can sort of see the timestamps between when I am coming up with the first, like the chord pattern, and when I develop something that has lyrics. It's only 30 or 40 minutes apart. So there's a few things I wanted to mention about this song. The first is something that the chorus does, which I think is fun. When I play the chorus, I am muting my A string, and so we get this series of chords. And I can't go any lower than this. And when I sing that, I have my A string muted and I have my C string unmuted, and the C string is the lowest note on this soprano ukulele, which means when I say I can't go any lower than this, I literally can't play a lower note than that. As for favorite lyrics, I actually have 2 sets of favorite lyrics in this song. The first is at the beginning. I like the opening lines. I'll whisper your name in every city, like I'm afraid you can still hear me. I think it really helps to set up the idea that the speaker in the song has this person or thing in their life that they just cannot let go of. Even when they move from place to place, they still don't want to say this name aloud with their full chest. My other favorite part of the song is the bridge. I find that often the bridge is the most interesting part of a song, and this is one of my favorites that I've ever written. And I still feel you in my arms, I miss the way it hurt. Oh, how can I have come this far and still be in the dirt? And that lyric, I still feel you in my arms, I miss the way it hurt, I really love. I think it captures that sense of something burrowing under the skin. To me, it has kind of these double meanings. Like, you can imagine holding someone in your arms as in an embrace, but you can also imagine feeling someone in your arms as if they've wormed their way under your skin. The next song that I shared was State of Decay. Now, when I sit down to write a song, I never really have an idea what I'm gonna be writing about. I don't sit down with a plan to write a song about X, Y, or Z. Usually I sit down, sometimes full of feelings, and I just sort of like look for chords on the ukulele that seem interesting. I play around with nonsense words until I find something that sticks, something I can work with. So once I had decided that I liked rocking back and forth between this D and this A minor 7, I picked a lyric that stuck. 10 minutes left of daylight, you know it's wasted on me. That stuck. And since I had a number in there, I decided I'd challenge myself to write a sort of countdown into this song. Once I had decided on the countdown, my favorite lyric comes as a result of a little bit of research that I was doing. I had this idea of a fall from heaven, and I looked it up, and in Paradise Lost, John Milton describes Satan's fall from heaven. Like, Lucifer the angel falls, and it takes 9 days. 9 days to fall from heaven. Did I repent on the way? So I was playing with this idea of someone who's already experienced their fall from grace. They know that there is no saving their soul. There is just this inevitable decay, and they are witnessing these last few minutes of daylight, not even fully appreciating them, feeling that they're not even capable of appreciating the end of this daylight. All they can do is observe it and count down. So count it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 minutes left of sun. I'm gonna leapfrog to the end now and talk for a moment about Dear Susan, which was Monday's song. I played this song for my mom not long after I wrote it, and her first question was, "Who's Susan?" which I thought was so funny. One of the things that I have to live with when it comes to creative writing, but which makes me nervous, is knowing that people are going to interpret my work and probably make assumptions about me. The feelings behind a song are often very truthful, even if the specifics of a song are not. And that's one of the amusing things about people reading into your work, is that people often make very incorrect assumptions about you based on your writing. This piece feels a bit more pop than some of the other songs that I've written. It has a very familiar structure, verse, chorus, bridge, final chorus thing going on. And it's the variation on the final chorus that I like quite a bit, you know. Dearest Susan, sweetest girl I ever knew, you deserved better. And the last song that I'll talk about is No Children, because that's the song that I almost didn't post this month. Like I said, I never know what a song is going to be about until I am writing it, and this was one where I was definitely writing my way through to the end. I started out thinking that this would be a song about a relationship, clearly about a marriage, but I didn't know that it was about children until I was like a third of the way through the song, and then I thought I knew what the song was about, but I didn't, because I kept trying to find a moment to end it, and it never felt right. Back in August, you might have seen a couple tweets from this guy who had a very bad take about marriage and children, but it was something like, ooh, millennials are in for a shock when they reach 40 and they're childless, and it's like, what am I supposed to do now? Keep trying to be sexy and have fun? Which, like, yes, that's lots of people choose to do that. So this song was partly in response to that. I have been hearing a lot more about people who are child-free by choice and are sharing their perspective and are making it clear that it's like no one's responsibility or obligation to have kids, that having kids is not the only way to live a meaningful life. But the point at which I finally knew that I could end the song was the same point at which I realized that the song was going to be called No Children. And it's that, you know, line, if we have no children, you'll still have a home. You won't die alone, but you'll have no children. What I like about those lyrics is I feel like you get to go on a whole journey. If we have no children, you'll still have a home. Awesome, great, that's what the song's been about. You won't die alone, which I think is funny. It's a thing that people say. It's like, if you don't have children, you'll die alone, which I think is such a silly thing to say. But the very, very last piece, you won't die alone, but you'll have no children. Finally, a place where I felt I could end the song. Because that line to me is so bittersweet and so full of grief. And I think that the song as a whole has been largely about celebrating the many joys of life and about celebrating a person's choice, like really committing to this life that they want to lead. And I think that line to me is not about the person singing the song, that is about the other person that they're talking to. It's about this choice that they would be making. These are all of the things that I want and all of the things that I have to offer in the life that I think that we could have, but you will have no children. So that's a little bit about the songs that I shared this month. I have my favorite songs and favorite moments, but I would love to know what your favorites are. It was a real pleasure sharing all of these pieces with you for Music Mondays, and I'm gonna keep writing songs, so whether it is next VEDS or sooner than that, you will definitely get more music from me. And with that, my friends and fellow VEDSies, I have to help carry in some groceries, and I will see all of you tomorrow.